Hello, good afternoon, students. I am Professor Ramesh GB from Electrical Department. Today I am here to give brief introduction about energy auditing, the course, the open elective course energy auditing. So this course, the course code is 18EE OE 763. As you know, it is having 3 credits and course type is open elective. And as you know, the CIE marks and SWT is 50 and 50. And total hours given for this course is 40. So even it exceeding 40 to 45 hours, and SW it is for 100 marks, 3 hours. And what is the prerequisites required for energy auditing? Actually, we are talking about electrical energy auditing. So here basic electrical engineering, the concepts of basic electrical engineering are must. Okay, should be knowing about these things, and electrical distribution system. You must be this is not mandatory, at least you should have the basic knowledge of electrical engineering and electrical estimation costing. This is also one of the requirement, and basics of power system. So these are some of the concepts you must be knowing. The people who are from non-electrical background, they might not be knowing about this electrical distribution system, electrical estimation costing, and basic power system. But still I think they have undergone this basic electrical course, so that even they can opt, even the people from uh, any branch of engineering can opt this, especially the core branches like mechanical, electrical, and civil engineering. These people, so they can understand this particular concepts in better way. What are the things we discuss in energy auditing? So this is the course content. Okay, we start with, as usual, this course will be having 5 units. So from each unit you will be writing answers for 20 marks. Total it is going to be 100 marks. The content and each unit, it is it is for 8 hours. 8 into 5, it's going to be 40 hours content. It is framed. The first unit, it comprises of the energy situation in world as well as India. So especially here we are going to give a most importance to the energy situation. What is the current energy situation? It is in terms of what is the production of electrical power. Okay, the present electrical power, and it has been utilized, and energy consumption at different sectors. Okay, so there are different sectors. Okay, we can classify as commercial, industry, and residential. Likewise, we can classify different sectors. What is the energy consumption and each sector, and also the conservation of energy, how energy can be conserved at various levels, and codes related to this energy conservation and standards and legalization. This is the word. Okay, it is again, it is related to the energy. So in overall, in introduction, that is in under unit number 1, we'll be discussing about the present situation of energy. It is related to world as well as in India. Okay, the production, it may be production of energy or the consumption of energy by different sectors. As energy is one of the major thing. Okay, so in present scenario, in current world, okay, so we have to look after all these things. Next, in unit number 2 will be dealt with energy auditing. So this is your introduction, principles of energy management, elements of energy audits, 10 steps methodology for detailed energy audit, functions of energy audit team, and energy use profiles, measurements in energy audits, and presentation of energy audit results. Basically, the energy audit is nothing but we are going to measure the energy consumption at different points of an industry. Okay, if you consider an industry at different points, right from your substation. Okay, every industry will be having their one substation. The substation equipments like your transformer, bus bars, there are different equipment should be there. So here we'll be concentrating right from the transformer till the motors or different electrical equipment which are used in the industry. So what is the efficiency of the transformer being used for that industry, and what is the power factor of that transformer, and on what power factor it is working? So all these things will be come to know when you audit that particular equipment. So not only transformer, again at different parts of the industry we can see different motors or machines, electrical machines are being used. Okay, so again we'll be taking the input, or we are going to measure energy consumption of each and every electrical equipment, and we are going to try to give a solution for that, because some of the motors will not be running at higher efficiencies. Okay, so they are running under efficiency, and some of the transformers even they will be running under efficiency. So by replacing those machines by newer one, so what is the energy conservation we are going to make, and what is the payback period, all those calculations will be coming here. Okay, so that is what here the the thing is here. So by conducting energy audit, we can improvise the efficiency of the industry. Okay, so what is the input given, electrical input given to the different electrical equipments, and what is the productivity. So if you consider productivity as the output and electrical input is the input, so here by reducing the input, okay, so by reducing the input in terms of conservation, now we can conserve, or where we can conserve at different points. Okay, once if you measure that energy and if you study that particular electrical equipment, will come to know. So that is possible only when we do energy auditing of that particular equipment. Okay, so by reducing that or by conserving the energy, so we can improve the efficiency of the industry. So because that productivity whatever we are getting, so that productivity if you consider as output of the industry, so that is the input whatever we are giving electrical energy. So that by reducing this, by conserving the energy, we can reduce that energy consumption. So by that we can increase the productivity rate, so that efficiency of the industry can be increase. So these things will be discussed. What is the principle of energy management, how energy can be managed, and what are the different elements of energy audit, those things will be discussed here. Even 10 steps methodology, what are the things required, step by step steps required, procedure required for energy auditing, so that will be discussed. And functions of energy audit team. So when energy audit team it visit a particular industry. Okay, so what are the functions of that particular team, and how they are going to measure the inputs at different points. Okay, electrical consumption at different points, and after preparing the energy audit report, how to present this. Okay, so these things will be discussed in unit number 2. Next, energy economic analysis. This is actually for unit number 1, and unit number 2 are purely theoretical concepts we'll be discussing. In unit number 3, so it is little bit numerical will be included in this. What is the numerical actually? So here energy economic analysis, the time of value money concept, types of interest, developing cash flow models, payback analysis, economic decision making process, depreciation, taxes and tax credit. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about what is the capital investment of a particular industry, and what is the interest so they are going to pay for that capital in the on the capital. And so these things, it is related to the economic aspects of the industry, so that will be discussed. And depreciation is nothing but as you the life of the equipment is increasing, means it goes on, so the rate or the value of that particular equipment will be decreasing. As it is getting older and older, the machine, the value of that machine will be decreasing. So that is called depreciation. The depreciation, the rate of depreciation, how to find out the depreciation, there are different methods to find out depreciation. So these things will be discussed under energy economic analysis. And there are numericals, of course. Numericals are there. 50 to 60% will be covered under numerical under energy economic analysis. And next one is electrical equipment and power factor. So in most of the industries, induction motor is being used, 3-phase induction motor. So this is very much important, so to improve the power factor of the motor, because that is the main thing or main motor is used for most of the processing industries. Okay, so we have to improve, always your induction motor will be running under low power factor, so we have to improve the power factor of the motor. That is the main electrical equipment which is being used in the industries. So here the power factor calculation and improvement of power factor is very much important, so that we have in this particular chapter. So what are the equipments are there to improve the power factor? Basically, first you need to understand what is power factor, why we need to calculate that, and why we need to improve that, why it should be corrected and why it should be improved. So those concepts should be discussed under this chapter. And energy efficient motor, Okay, so compared to our conventional motors, any other motors can be replaced as a energy efficient motor, that can be discussed. And lighting basics, so there are different types of lighting, so that will be discussed here. And electrical tariff, tariff is nothing but what is the rate per electrical energy consumption. If you use 1 unit of energy consumption, at what rate you are using, means the pricing of electrical energy, it is nothing but tariff. Okay, so it is different for different consumers. Residential consumers it is different, commercial different, and for industrial consumers are different. And this tariff will be, it varies with the time. Okay, whether you are using electrical energy is being used during peak periods or off peak periods. Okay, so depending on that, your tariff will also it varies. Okay, so those things will be discussed. There are different types of tariffs available, that will be discussed here. Okay, under this electrical equipment and power factor. So the main thing concentration is power factor, and power factor improvement also, this the electrical tariff will be discussing in this particular unit. In unit number 5 we'll be discussing about demand side management. So this demand side management, okay, directly it deals with the consumers. Okay, so once the electricity is distributed from the distribution transformer, so these are the concepts we are going to discuss about: the time day pricing, multi-utility power exchange model, time day models for planning, load management, load priority technique, peak clipping, peak shifting, valley filling, strategic conservation, energy efficient equipment. Okay, there are, once again we'll be discussing about how the exchange of power will be taking place from one company to other company. So here we'll be dealing about the electric utility companies. Okay, so distribution companies. Okay, so in demand side management, and how we can manage the load at different time periods, off peak periods and peak periods. Okay, so how the industry loads can be satisfied, or demand can be satisfied, how the residential, it should be given 24 into 7, we have to supply electrical energy, so that this load management is very much important. So we are going to concentrate on this. And load priority technique, so here which load is we have to, the priorities to be given for different kinds of load. Okay, so that we'll be discussing here. And different conservations, sorry, different techniques and strategic conservation. Okay, here how energy can be saved at distribution level, that will also be included in this demand side management. And what are the energy efficient equipments can be included in our system, so that will also be included here. Okay, so we'll be discussing about this. And how to organize the energy conservation programs. Okay, energy conservation awareness programs are also very important to in the if you want to conserve energy in a better way. Okay, so for the better future it is very much important. So here we are talking about again organization of energy conservation awareness program. So again this entire thing, it is related to customers. Okay, so this demand side management. Okay, so this will be discussing, these are the topics we'll be discussing under demand side management. This is unit number 5. So overall what we do, first we go with the energy scenarios, what is the production and what is the energy consumption, that will be dealt in unit number 1. And energy audit, so here we'll be discussing about at different points the energy management will be done accordingly, how energy can be conserved. Okay, so by looking at the consumption at different points, how energy can be conserved, that will be done dealt in energy auditing. And in economic analysis, here will be dealt with especially, so this thing, interest and depreciation. And next, electrical equipment, it is power factor, what is the importance of power factor, and what are the advantages of power factor, and how to improve power factor, and how energy efficient motors can be included in our system. So that will be discussed in unit number 4. Unit number 5 will be discussing about the demand side management. It is purely related to the consumer. Okay, so the dealt with the consumers, how energy will be uh, it is supplied to the customer, and the energy exchange between the supply companies. So these things will be discussed here. And these are the textbooks. Okay, so you can go through industrial energy management system by uh, Ari White and Philip Schmid, and fundamentals of energy engineering by Albert Thurman. These are the reference books. Even you can refer these books for this course. Even will be giving detailed notes related to this subject, no worries. And the people from any background can choose this subject as an elective. Okay, especially the core industry, sorry, core branches like electrical, civil and mechanical. Even for ENC also they can choose this subject as an elective. So with this, I conclude my session. If you have any doubts related to this or any queries, if you want to ask, you can meet me in person at room number AF2. So my cabin is available. I'll be available in room number AF2. You come and discuss. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Uh, Very good afternoon to all. So my name is Srivat Sadi Perur. I am Assistant Professor in the Department of ISC, KLS GIT. Here I am to give an demonstration or introduction to data analytics, the open elective subject offered by Department of ISC. The subject code is 18IS 762. The credits is 3. Lecture, tutorial, practical is 202, which means it is 2 hours of lecture and 2 hours of practical every week. So what are the applications of data science? First we'll look it out, and why do we need to take this update, why do we need to take this subject called as data analytics? So this data science or data analytics subject, every field you name, the application is persisting. Take it e-commerce, manufacturing, healthcare, transport, banking, finance, whatever field you name, the data science applications or the data analytic applications will be present. So if I take up e-commerce, then identifying the customers, customer profiling, recommending the products, analyzing the reviews, all these comes under the data analytics applications of e-commerce. If I take healthcare, there is a huge amount of requirement for the data scientists or the data analysts, where they are going to investigate upon the medical image analysis, drug discoveries, bioinformatics, virtual assistants, and more on. If I take the fintech companies, there are customer segmentation, strategic decision making, algorithmic trading, and risk analytics, which are involved in finance. So as I said, any field you name, the data analytics application is there for that particular field. So that is the necessity of this subject. So that is the reason we have offered this subject as an open elective, so that students from the different perspectives or different engineering branches can use this knowledge and apply in their own technologies or apply in their own fields. So course learning objectives, why are we giving this data analytics as a subject? First one is to provide an overview of an exciting growing field of big data analytics, to introduce big data analytics methods or basic data analytics methods, to teach the fundamental techniques and principles of data analytics, to enable students to have skills that will help them to solve complex real world problems in for decision support using visualization techniques. Any field you take, all these four parameters will come into picture. So the prerequisite for this data analytics is the knowledge of database management systems is a must for this. So looking out for the syllabus is divided into 5 units. The unit 1 contains the introduction and life cycle. So here we look upon for big data overview, state of art practices in analytics, business intelligence versus data science, correct analytical architecture, drivers of big data, emerging big data ecosystem, and a new approach, how it is emerging and all those things. We also look on for this data analytics life cycle. Any data set which you take has to go through six different phases of its life cycle, which involves discovery, data preparation, model planning, model building, communication of results, and operationalizing it. So these things are covered in the first unit. In the second unit, we have the big data analytical methods. Here we look upon for the statistical methods for evaluation. The statistical methods like hypothesis testing, difference of means, rank sum test, type 1 errors, type 2 errors, power, sample size, ANOVA analysis, k-means, clustering. Then we look on for the use cases also based upon the clustering techniques. Overview of methods determining the number of clusters, diagnostics, reasons to choose, and cautions for this k-means algorithms we are going to look upon in the second unit. To become a data scientist, it is a must that you have this statistical knowledge to a in depth. So that is the reason we have involved all these particular things, so as to make our students acquainted with all these statistical methods and be ready for the data analytics jobs. So in the unit 3, we are looking out for association rules and regression, advanced analytical theory and methods, wherein which we take upon you through the association rules, a priori algorithms, evaluation of candidate rules, case study of transaction in grocery store. We call it as market basket analysis. So validation and testing, diagnostics. Here we also concentrate on the regression analysis of linear regression, logistic regression, and what are the reasons to choose, and the cautions which we need to have while using this regression algorithms, and different additional regression models also. Followed by the fourth unit, we concentrate more on this classification and decision trees based on overview, general algorithm, decision tree algorithms. Then we also take a short look into naive Bayes algorithm and smoothing diagnostics. So diagnostics of classifier and additional classification method. In the fifth unit, we look upon for big data visualization. Here we take you through a few visualization tools like Tableau, and we help you understand how this data visualization can be done using conventional data visualization tools, and techniques for visual data representations, how you can represent data in different forms, and then visualizing big data, tools used in this data visualization, analytical techniques used in big data visualizations. So these are the 5 units where we are going to cover various aspects of this data analytics. So the outcomes of this course would be comprehend the key issues in the big data management and its associated applications in intelligent business and scientific computing. Then we have one outcome based on the fundamental techniques, application of this fundamental techniques of data analytics to get the insights of the business data. Then interpret business models and scientific computing paradigms and apply the knowledge of big data analytics. Achieve adequate perspectives of big data analytics in various applications like recommending systems, social media applications, and so on. So these are the 4 outcomes you will be going through after studying the subject called as data analytics. So the scheme of evaluation will be same for all the things. So this is a 202 subject. So you will be having IA test, a single IA test. Then a German lab will be conducted for 20 marks, total of 50 marks for CIE. And in the same way for the SWE, it remains is constant. Thank you so much. This was my part of data analytics.
Good afternoon, students. The subject for mechanical open elective is 18 ME 762, that is total quality management. In this, you will be learning around principles and practices of total quality management. Who are the gurus of total quality management? What are the obstacles, dimensions of quality, and then you have leadership, quality leaders, and Deming's philosophy. So is this subject can be taken by all the branches as it does not require any technical background. Then in unit 2 you have customer satisfaction and employee involvement, where you are going to learn about the customer satisfaction. Nowadays we are buying a lot of products, we have star ratings and other things on the online applications where you check the star rating and then you buy the product. Sometimes they are fake, sometimes you need to use them, and then you can even return the product using the customer complaints. So all this is there as part of customer satisfaction. Then employee involvement, where you have Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So if the whole employees are involved, then the company grows. If not many employees are not involved, then the company does not grow. In unit 3 you have continuous process improvement, that is how to improve the process every now and then you have supplier partnerships, you are treating your suppliers as partners. Then you have performance measures, typical measurement criteria strategy. Then in unit 4 you have tools and techniques of TQM. How are you going to measure the quality? First one is benchmarking, the concept of benchmarking, reasons to benchmark. Then you have quality management systems, that is ISO. Most of the companies have ISI registrations. Most of the companies which are mechanical and business establishments, they have an ISO registration, that is the standard. Then you have quality function deployment. Then fifth unit you have quality by design, the definition of product development flow diagram, how the product actually flows from the process, from the raw material to the end product. Then you have statistical process control. If you have any defects or anything, how do you control them? This all will be studied in SPC, that is statistical process control. Online resources are plenty number. Then you have books, Westerfield, this is readily available in the library. Then this subject is not completely scoring, or nor you cannot score at all. In this you can write the paper in your own words, that you can do it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Professor Pragna Kulkarni from Mechanical Department. Today, I will be giving you the introduction for Statistical Quality Control. The course code is 18ME 763. It's an open elective. Basically, what is quality? It is the degree of excellency, or you can just say simply how good something or any product is when compared to any other product which is similar of that product. So basically, statistical process control, or you can also say as statistical quality control, it is the application of the statistical methods to maintain or to monitor and control the quality of any production process, so that any production process may be in any field. Okay, that's why this can be studied by any branch students. Basically, this first unit, so before we start with the explanation, we need to know, or before we understand this concept, we need to know some basic things about probability, which we have already studied in your maths. So unit 1 is all about the basic concepts of quality. So what do you mean, what is the meaning of quality, what is the quality design, what are the quality performances, quality functions, quality control charts, characteristics, cost of the quality, etc. All these specifications you will be studying as the basic concepts of the quality in your unit 1. Unit 2 is about quality assurance. Now basically this term or this concept of quality assurance is used in both manufacturing or any service sectors, industries, to describe a systematic efforts taken to assure that whether the product delivered to the customer meets their requirement and agrees upon their reliability, quality, or design product or aspects related to that product. So basically all these concepts, based on this quality assurance, you will be studying in your second unit the concept of quality assurance manual, field complaints, then quality rating of outgoing products, survey about that, quality audits. Then you will be studying what are the responsibilities of those things, and then you will also be studying about the organization of prevention, organization of coordination, manufacturing planning for the quality, and all the other processes related to manufacturing and the service sectors with respect to quality assurance. Third unit is about the quality control chart for variables. Basically, which means that these charts are used to evaluate variations in a process where the measurement is a variable. For example, length. Okay, you can just measure the length, measure the width, measure the thickness, like that. You can apply these in any sectors wherever you want to have any measurement concept. So what are the general theories of these control charts, a definition of the control chart, objective of that, relation between the sigma and other variables, relationship between your sigma and r, choices of variable, basics of subgrouping, why do you require, then drawing the primary conclusions from the control charts, and basic numericals related to this control chart variables you will be discussing or you will be studying in this third unit. Fourth unit is all about control charts for attributes. Basically, these control charts for attributes are nothing but the attributes control charts. Basically, they plot the count data such as the number of defects or defective units. They don't give you where the defect lies, but they give you the data related to how many defects are there for per batch or so for a per unit of the products. So in regards to that, you will be discussing about the practical limitations of the control chart variables, then comparison of the X and R charts and P charts, then control limit of the P charts, then choice between P charts and NP charts, why do you go, and what are the attributes and variable charts for this when you do the comparison between the attribute charts and the variable charts, and which all you can apply, you can discuss, and we can study in this fourth unit. Fifth unit is about the acceptance sampling. Basically, any acceptance sampling is a statistical measure used in quality control. Okay, it allows a firm, organization, or any sectors or the service sectors to determine the quality of a batch of a product by selecting a specified number for testing. The quality of this designated sample will be viewed as the quality level for that entire group, whether it can be accepted or no. Or if there are 1,000 products, then from out of that 1,000 product, 10, 20 products you will just take, and based on that assumptions, you will make the rest of the 600, 800 product assumptions. That is whether the product is acceptable or no, you will discuss. So all those components or all those processes you will be studying in this acceptance sampling. That is introduction, with what are the various sampling methods, operating characteristics of the curve, then then risk and consumer risk, then your quality acceptance sampling plan, steps in designing any acceptance plan whenever you have to go for any process, then average outgoing quality limits, etc. All these parameters you will be studying in this acceptance sampling unit. The textbooks which you can refer is Mahajan, Naidu and Junar, where you can just go through, and even you have LS Srinath for reliability engineering 4th edition, which you can refer for this statistical quality control textbook. As usual, like all the other subjects, you will be having 2 IA tests of 30 marks, then additional 2 assignments of 10 marks, course activity of 20 marks, total of 100 marks. It cannot be completely descriptive, neither completely analytical. Each unit will be having certain numericals based on the concepts of variables, attributes, sampling, quality assurance. First 2 units are theory. Then from 3rd unit, you will be having certain numericals based on the sampling, attributes and the variables. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. Myself, Rupa Navalli, from Mechanical Engineering Department, will be taking up research methodology with the subject code 18ME765. Research methodology is a way to systematically solve the research problem, and it may be understood as a science of studying how research is done scientifically. It provides a structured and systematic approach to gathering, analyzing, and interpreting the data. Hence, this subject is useful for all the branch students. Any new innovation requires a detailed search of information and data processing. Thus, research methodology will be helpful in this manner. Thus, the subject starts with Unit 1 with introduction, which includes what is meant by research, significance of research, methodology, research process, and problems encountered by the researchers, criteria for good research. It also includes how do we define a research problem, selecting a research problem. Unit 2 discusses on how do we design the research area and meaning, different research designs, experimental designs, sampling design, which includes steps in sampling design, criteria, characteristics, random sample and complex random sample designs. Unit 2 covers both theoretical and numerical information. Unit 3 is a process wherein data collection is studied and analysis is understood. It includes collection of the primary data and secondary data, different process and analysis of the data. How do we analyze the data? Basically using the statistics in research, which is very essential in today's requirements. The 4th unit and 5th unit is totally concerned with the numerical part of handling the data and analyzing the data, which includes testing of hypothesis, chi-square test, analysis of variance, and unit 5 includes multivariate analysis techniques and interpretation and report writing. Thus, this subject will be useful for any projects, any assignments, and quantitative approach towards the through scientific tools is the basis for research methodology, and it is also useful for students who take up MS for higher qualification or a higher degree, and hence one who opts will be ready with these concepts of research methodology and the scientific tools. The required textbooks include C.R. Kothari. There are various other reference books. There are also e-resources available. Then It includes CIE evaluation of 50, which is considered for any other open elective. Thank you.
Good afternoon. So I'm going to give introduction about the subject open elective supply chain management. Subject code, of course, is there. It is 18ME764. In fact, in business today, there are three main pillars. One ERP, and second one CRM and SRM, and third one is supply chain management. Of course, you know maybe a little bit about ERP. It is entrepreneurs resource planning, and of course CRM, that is customer relationship management, or SRM, supply relationship management, and third one is supply chain management. Many people relating these three to Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara as per Hindu mythology. So without these three pillars, that is ERP, CRM, and SCM, no business can sustain. So that's why SCM is important for all entire business, you can say it. So basically SCM, it is integration of suppliers to end customers. Whether it may be online marketing like Amazon, or you can say it offline like a DMart, or you can say Flipkart, or Myntra, or H&M. What are the things you say actually? All these are basically depends upon the effective supply chain management system only. Forecasting demand and estimation of supply are the two important parameters in manufacturing. There is a phenomena called bullwhip effect. Nothing but you can say it distortion in supply or demand, which is also very important phenomena in supply chain management. So due to which, so there may be going to be some sort of maybe sometimes overestimation of demand, or you can sometimes estimation, or sometimes you can say it underestimation also possible. About the subject, in fact, it is you can say 90% theory and 10% analytical problems. Even we can make it as 80 to 80%, 20% also. Depends upon method of teaching, or you can say it, content also. And regarding the contents, of course, detailed contents are there here. So unit 1 is focusing on design of supply chain. There's design and stays in supply chain management, and there are so many views of supply chain. Okay, that is a push view, a pull view, or cycle view, etc. And also something called as supply chain drivers. Okay, for example, inventory, transportation, information, pricing, and all. They are going to be the supply chain drivers. So those things are dealt in unit number 1. Unit number 2, that is, of course, I think shifted to unit number 2 now, supply chain drivers. And here, one more chapter, that is designing the distribution network in supply chain management. That's very important because when you're going to link the suppliers to manufacturers to wholesalers and then to retailers, then end customer, so the role of distribution is very important. Whether you take any online, maybe starting from Flipkart to Amazon or anything, so distribution role is very important. So here in this chapter, we mainly focusing on what are the factors influencing the network of distribution, and also what are design options are there to bring the end product from the manufacturer to the end customer. Those things are dealt in unit number 2. Unit number 3 focusing on inventory concepts, and here it's very important that actually inventory makes a very important role in designing the network, or you can say deciding the transportation and all. So in this chapter, focusing on inventory concepts, role of cycle inventory, and sometimes to exploit the quantity discounts, exploit the economics. We are going for quantity discounts also. Economic order quantity is a very important concept in inventory management. And of course, this unit also consists of transportation, wherein so we're going to talk about the pros and cons of different types of modes of transportation, like airways, waterways, or you can say railways, or roadways, waterways, and airways, and even packet carrier, and all of these things are going to be dealt in unit number 3. Unit number 4, of course, talking about pricing and revenue management. So there are sometimes so many multiple customer segments are there. Like while booking the flight tickets and all, we come across multiple customer segments, and sometimes we're going to fix the price for the assets like a perishable, seasonal, and all. So we need to focus on revenue as well as pricing management for each product, and also a role of suppliers and how they're going to assess suppliers also going to be dealt in unit number 4. That is sourcing decision and scoring the suppliers, and also pricing and revenue management in unit number 4. Unit number 5, that is IT and supply chain management, wherein we discuss about e-commerce and CRM and IT framework, and as I told in the beginning about bullwhip effect and also supply chain coordination. Those things are dealt in unit number 5. So that's about the subject contents 1 to 5 unit, and the subject is relatively a good subject, and of course applicable to almost all branches of engineering, maybe computers or information, electronics, electrical, mechanical, all branches it works good. And of course in when people are going for higher studies, so most preferred area for MS is one, supply chain management. And also here, sometimes you're going to give some case study also for understanding more about supply chain management. And there's one good textbook for supply chain management. It is by Sunil Chopra and Peter Mendel, a good textbook, or a lifetime reference textbook, you can say it. So that's about the subject supply chain management. Thank you.